in the other part of the world. I don't know who's watching and what's the time right now. Before I start, I want to thank everyone who commented for last week's live about building the right character. It was wonderful live, great information. As I said before, it's from Jim Rohn's content, and Jim Rohn is a wonderful mentor and teacher, and he's really a legend. And I advise you, if you didn't watch the live about how to build a cultivating character, go back for last Monday and watch the live, because it's really life-changing. Today we will be talking, hi Perla, thank you for joining. Today we'll be talking about procrastination. Everyone, wherever I go, whoever I'm teaching or coaching or in a workshop, the main questions I get asked are procrastination. I am a procrastination. What can I do? And to tell you the truth, it's not only you. Everyone in the world is a procrastinator. And sometimes I need to tell you a secret. It's different than what you usually know. Procrastination sometimes is a good habit. It's good to procrastinate. It's about what you procrastinate on, what you choose to procrastinate. This makes the biggest difference in the world. If I check the dictionary for the meaning of the word procrastination, it's delay, hesitate, or postpone. So mainly it's delaying a certain habit or a certain task. It's okay. I'm sorry, just I have to check one thing. I'm getting no voice. Sorry for that interruption. Just 1 minute. Let me please. Maybe it's the mic. I check it before the buy. Okay, can you hear me now or no? Can you hear me now? This is okay? Please reply. Yaman? Can you hear? Okay, I removed the mic. Is the voice clear? So I won't be using the mic. Okay. So then let me remove the mic. Sorry for this interruption. Okay, thank you. Thank you for noting that. So procrastination is, everyone suffers from procrastination, and mainly it's sometimes it's good to procrastinate on certain tasks. Usually we look at the procrastination as a devil, and everyone is suffering from procrastination. But sometimes, as I said, it's good. It depends on the tasks that you are choosing to procrastinate on and how you are dealing with procrastination. By definition, procrastination is delay, hesitate, or postpone. What makes us procrastinate? Usually, we delay a certain task for a certain reason, or we procrastinate on the things that we hesitate, we don't care to complete. And this is sometimes maybe because the tasks aren't really important. So it's okay to procrastinate on that or postpone. We always tend to think that, you know what, tomorrow I'll be feeling better. Tomorrow I will have more time. Tomorrow I will give it my best. Now I have a headache, and we start making excuses. We always tend to think that tomorrow is better. Tomorrow something better will happen. We will be in a better state of mind, in a better health, in a better psychology. So we will do this task tomorrow. But the bad thing, when we procrastinate on the wrong stuff, on the things that we shouldn't procrastinate on, this usually has a lot of side effects on our health, on our relationships, on our business, and on our financial life, or on our finances. When you procrastinate on things that you shouldn't be procrastinating on, important tasks, studying for an exam, applying for a certain thing at a deadline, paying a bill before you have to pay fees for being late. All these before the due date, all these things, when you procrastinate on them, they will make you feel inside guilt. You will be feeling guilt, stress. Sometimes it will cause you depression because you are not doing the things that you should be doing. You will feel low esteem because you are not really prepared for a task or for a project at work. And it even causes you some financial problems because when you procrastinate something after a deadline, you will have to pay some fees. When you sometimes you miss a discount rate on something. So not taking this decision and starting with action right away for the things you need can cost you also financial problems. And about health, it's all the stress, it's all the problems, and some people procrastinate on their annual health checkups. If they feel sick, they procrastinate to go to the doctor, and this will, instead of knowing the cause of this pain at the beginning, they wait till the things are worse, they keep procrastinating, and at the end, it will cause them serious health problems. So procrastination, as I said in the beginning, it's good on certain tasks, and I will explain it later during this training. But 90% of the time, procrastination is dangerous, and we should know how to deal with procrastination, how to beat procrastination, and when to use the smart procrastination that will help us to be more productive. All these problems, all these things that are caused by procrastination are caused because we are failing to take the right decision. We aren't doing the right things. And why I know I should go to the doctor and do the test if I feel sick, but I procrastinate. I know that I should pay the bill in time, but I procrastinate. I know that I should study for the exam and get ready. And actually, let's say you have an exam. When the instructor or when your business sets a deadline for this project or this exam or anything, you in your mind you have this idea that I'm not procrastinating this time. I will start doing actions every day. I will set up dates for 2 hours, 3 hours every day and do what I need to do. The first day pass and you procrastinate, then second day, then third day, and it goes on and on until you reach a point you get this awareness, oh my God, I still have 1 week or I still have 2 days. So you keep postponing starting until you reach a point, maybe it's too late. And then you put a huge amount of stress on yourself. You start stressing out, you start anxiety, you start feeling, you spend the night working, and at the end, the work won't be as the same result as if it was done slowly. You don't have time to correct anything, to go deep into any certain subject, to do the research. And this, if everything went smoothly. Think if something went not as expected and you don't have any time to correct, or there's a lot of problems that happen by doing the last minute work. So why do we procrastinate? We mainly procrastinate because of low self-management. We can't manage our feelings the right way. We always think that tomorrow, as I said, will be better. This low self-management is really serious problem, and we need to know what to expect from ourselves. We know how to control our emotions, because most of the time we wait for inspiration, we wait for motivation to start working. And this is low self-management. When we manage our feelings, our emotions, and our thoughts, we will be able to go and start our work on time and as it should be. The second thing is fear. usually I procrastinate on the things that I'm worried that I will be failing at, or I will get rejection, or I won't get the results that I want. If I have a certain plan and I need to share it with someone to approve it or not, I always try to procrastinate on this action. Why? Because I prefer the feeling or the dreaming that it will be approved and it will go as I want. So sharing this or talking to this person and taking the decision for my plan or my offer will take away the dream. This is how I see it. This is how I feel it. So most of the time we prefer to stay living in the world of expectations, in the world of thinking that, you know what, tomorrow when I'll talk to him, things will be happy. It's better than knowing his answer. So we always procrastinate because of fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of knowing the unknown. It's better to stay living in the world of expectations. And at the end, if we didn't talk to this person or discuss the subject with this person or give the project or the presentation or do this call, we won't know the answer. And it's 100% failure. Maybe when we talk to him, it's 50-50. And so there is better result in talking or starting the action than procrastinating. The second reason why we procrastinate is low self-efficacy. Most of the tasks that we procrastinate on are what we think is a hard task. When there is an easy task, we finish it right away. We say, let's get over with it. It's simple, it's easy, let's do it. But when there's a hard task, when we postpone on it because we think it will be hard, it will take a lot of time from us. We are not ready to do all this work and all this thinking right now. So as a result, it's important to control also our emotions, our feelings with self-efficacy. And no problem. Thank you for joining, and it will be posted on the social media. Thank you. So it's important to control our feeling about that and start working, because the only way to get rid of failure or get better in hard tasks is to do them with practice. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes us get ready to or learn how to do hard tasks, build our skills better. The second reason why we procrastinate is deadline. And this problem is mainly with entrepreneurs because they don't have a boss telling them, you know what, you have to get this deadline or you have to give this project at a certain time. They have open deadline, they decide the deadline, and this is what makes them procrastinate on certain tasks. So as an entrepreneur, if you don't have a set deadline for anything or project you want to do, and let me be clear on one thing, it's not about only a project. Maybe to start diet, maybe, as I said in the beginning of my training, maybe it's health exam. Whatever it is, you need to get used to the point that you have to set the deadline. And if the deadline set by a certain company or by your teacher was very far enough, like in 2-3 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, and you feel you have this time, set yourself a closer deadline. The closer the deadline is, the easier that you will be starting because of the factor of stress and short timing. The second thing you need to, the reason of procrastination is perfection. Many people don't start doing a certain task because they want it to be perfect. They want perfection. So they think they postpone it till they are ready. They have the right mindset. They have all the tools, all the things they need in order to do a certain task. And perfection doesn't happen until you start action. practice makes perfect. When you start doing the action, you will know what needs to be corrected, what you are missing. You can't get an idea of the complete project before starting. So don't worry about perfection. Perfection will come when you start working. There's no perfect work that isn't started yet. You need to start and then do corrections, and with corrections, you will get perfection. So the last thing, and I feel it's the biggest factor that's affecting everyone in procrastination or to procrastinate, is distractions. We are surrounded with temptations and distractions from the phone in our hand and all the social media notifications, from all the feasibilities around us. It's always distracting. And every time you go to send an email, you get a notification about a certain news. So you spend a couple of minutes, maybe hours, just scrolling over the social media, surfing, checking for news, checking for more details about a subject that doesn't give any addition to your life or to your success. Distraction is the biggest, as I said, reason people procrastinate. And in this age, it's getting more because of all what we are surrounding ourselves with. And unfortunately, we are getting very we can't resist these temptations. We are getting very weak and addicted to these temptations, and we are liking them. So when you need to do a certain task, you need to stay away from distractions. We are human beings. We are weak in a certain times, and we always prefer instant gratification for delayed gratification. Doing the right thing, doing the tasks that we need to do, will give us delayed gratification. We will get the results and the great feelings of accomplishment after weeks or 2 weeks. But getting time, getting what we need, or checking social media, or surrendering to these distractions and temptations give us direct gratification. So we need to learn the balance. And in every session, I talk about your decision to choose between direct pleasure now and hard work or hard life later, or hard work now and pleasure for the rest of our lives. So it's Tariq is asking me, is it possible to work too fast? That's because I finish my task so fast that there is an expectation of me to work more. The best way. Okay. Concerning working too fast, to task too fast, maybe because they are easier on you. So that means you can hold carrying more tasks and working harder on certain things that are more challenging. Look for a challenge in your work. So, as I said, let me repeat fast. Why do people procrastinate? The first reason people procrastinate is self-management. They have low management of their emotions in order to force themselves to do what's right, not what makes them feel happy. Distractions and temptations, looking always for fast or direct gratifications. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, low efficacy. We don't believe in our skills, and that will make us fear hard tasks. Low task value. If the task wasn't really important to us, doesn't affect ourselves, doesn't affect our lives in a positive way, we procrastinate on it. So it's not important. I can do it tomorrow. I can do it after tomorrow. So if this is one of the good procrastination habits, if a task isn't really valuable, it doesn't give any addition to your life, it's okay to procrastinate it, or even it's better to delegate it. Give it to someone maybe who can learn from it, and it will give them good accomplishment. So sometimes there are tasks, as I said, that it's okay to procrastinate on. Manda Chova, thank you for watching from Brazil. It's great to have you here. And if you have any question, please ask it in the chat. We are talking about procrastination today. So how can we manage procrastination? It's a simple 4 steps. 4 steps you can deal with procrastination. And they are very simple steps. Everyone know them, but it's about self-management. Hi, Ziad. Thank you for watching. The first thing is awareness. You need to have full awareness about the task, what do you need to do, why you want to do it, why it's important. Increase this awareness, know your why, and understand yourself, understand what motivates you and what not. Understand the questions, or know the questions that you need to ask yourself. The power is in the self-talks, in the questions. Whatever you ask yourself, whatever is what makes you motivated and will give you the push to start working. The second way to stop, or the second step to stop to beat procrastination is take the decision. Take the decision to start action. Most of the times we procrastinate because we didn't start. We procrastinate going to the gym. We procrastinate starting diet. We procrastinate start working or studying for a subject. But once we start, we accomplish. The hardest thing in going to the gym is putting on our gym suits or our sportswear. Trust me, this is the biggest part. Once you wear your gym outfit, you see yourself, you're motivated, and you are ready to go. But as long as you are sitting around and not ready, you won't go. So this is one of the parts. The hardest thing to start diet is the first day. Once you start the first day, you get into track and you will keep going. You gain this momentum. So take the decision to start. And indecision, Jim Rohn says, indecision is the killer of opportunity. The main reason people don't succeed in their life is because they have indecision. They don't decide to succeed. They don't decide to act. They don't decide to create the right set, the right environment, the right lifestyle, the right habits, the right mindset in order to succeed. After we decide, we have to plan. We have to know the right steps to start the action in order to go and start applying it. And planning isn't by thinking about it. Okay, tomorrow morning I will wake up and I will start doing diet, or tomorrow morning I start writing my blog. That's it. Tomorrow I'll start. Tomorrow I'll wake up in the morning, get distracted with everything around me, my family, my phone calls, answering emails, and the day ends without doing any work. You know what? Tomorrow I will do my blog. If I didn't write it down, I didn't put it into my calendar, it doesn't exist. It won't happen. And mindset is very important for success, but we need to connect mindset with the strategy. Strategy alone, putting rules on paper without having the right mindset will take us nowhere. And at the same time, having the mindset without setting the right date will be not having, we won't be having controlled life. We won't be having control on our actions, and we will get lost by randomness. We will be living in randomness. So we need to plan, write it down, set it in our schedule, and then we make sure it will happen. And after that, start. Just begin. It's the start of the journey. 1,000 miles journey starts with one step, and you need to start this step, and then it will create a momentum. Some of the things that affect our procrastination or will help us stop procrastination. As I said, these are the things that we need to do. Now let's work a little bit on our mindsets and certain techniques that will help us get stronger muscles to beat this procrastination. First thing I need to talk about motivation. Everyone is guilty of procrastination. Everyone, 90% of actually 100% of the people procrastinate, and 90% have the bad procrastination. As I said, some procrastination is good. So 90% of the people procrastinate the bad way, and 36% of the people have chronic procrastination. So by following these steps, it will greatly help you. Most of the time, we wait for inspiration. We wait for motivation to start action. And motivation doesn't happen except when we start working. You will be motivated. You will raise your self-confidence. You will feel good about yourself. You will feel this accomplishment feeling and celebrate your success. So you will be motivated to act. By not acting, you will feel stressful. You will be demotivated. It's like a vicious circle. It's I need to be motivated to start, or I need to start to be motivated. So sometimes motivation will help you start, but most of the times when you start working, you will create this motivation. So don't wait for inspiration to come. Just start working and inspiration will come with action. Remember the secret word, action. The second point is deadlines. Always set a deadline for any task that you do. Even if you need to rest, set a date when you start to rest and when you are done. If you want to watch TV, set a deadline. I want to watch 1 hour of TV and I will turn it off. And most likely you will procrastinate on turning off the TV because we are lazy human beings. We are lazy organisms, if you want to say. We tend to rest. Our mind is created to make us rest, to make us comfortable. Our brain doesn't like us to do the hard work, to be strong on ourselves or hurt ourselves. He wants us to be resting. So to be successful, you need to learn how to set the right deadlines and be strict with the deadlines. And if you can't be strict on yourself with the deadline, surround yourself with people who will help you stay on track with the deadline. Accountability buddies, people who you bet with them. You know what? I will start my diet today, and in the next month, I will lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever you want. And if I didn't do that, I will pay you this much, or I will do this for you. I will help you do. Bet with people around you to keep yourself accountable. Because if you, sometimes we can't be hard enough on ourselves. And remember, the hardest person to lead is yourself. You can lead thousands of people, but the hardest person to lead is yourself. So what you need to do is get help from the people around you. Surround yourself with supporting environment, accountability buddies who will help you do this action. Hi, Sergio. Thank you for joining from Brazil. Then you need to know about technology. Technology sometimes is a blessing. It is a reason our life is a lot easier, and we can accomplish. I can talk to people right now from Brazil, from Lebanon, from Syria, from everywhere in the world while sitting in my living room. It's a blessing. Technology is a blessing, but at the same time, technology kills your time in many ways. It's how to use this technology. So use technology to your benefit and learn how to control its negative effect on you. When you decide to start working, turn off all the notifications. And if you want better, put your phone in the next room. Because this is as I said, we are weak organisms and we will have the temptations, and it will take a lot of energy from us to resist these temptations, and it will waste our time if we didn't resist and look at the what what's happening or check the notification. Every 1 minute of distraction needs 20 minutes and some seconds to get back on the same mental level that you were before getting distracted. Every 1 minute of distraction. So imagine every 1 minute you look at the phone or you get a notification and you check your email or your Facebook when you are focused on study or in a certain project or doing a certain task, how much time you need to overcome this loss of concentration. So it's better to put away all these temptations and distractions from your sight so that you can be focused, and schedule, as I said at the beginning, schedule time for social media, for your email, for your distraction. Let you decide your time. Don't be responsive in your life. Most of the time, we start our day responding to other people's requests, to other people's dreams. When we get email and make it our priority to reply on this email, that means we are setting our schedule according to the other person who sent the email. We can't do that. We can't be productive. We can't accomplish anything if we give priority to other people's dream, other people's priorities, other people's tasks, other people's goals, and not our goal. So schedule time, have time for work, time for workout, time for social media, time for networking, whatever, but let it be scheduled with a starting time and a deadline. And the second, multitasking. We think we can multitask. We think we can send emails and talk on the phone. We think that while we're listening to a presentation, we can finish some emails, finish some tasks. But actually, your mind can do two things at the same time. No matter what you think, science proved that you can't be multitasking. The only way you can multitask is if you are doing habits, things that don't need any thinking, like if you are working out, if you are driving, if you are doing things that are natural to you right now. They are habits. You don't have to be conscious about them. Then in this case, you can do something that will help you think. Like you can listen to a book while you are driving, but you can't listen to a book and send email and you expect that you will be effective. You can't answer the phone while doing some calculations or doing any other task. You need to know that to be more accomplishing, to do great jobs, you can't be multitasking. I talked about accountability buddy, and now I need to talk about prioritizing tasks. In the day, we have hundreds of tasks to do. We need to do a lot of things, a lot of work, and sometimes it's different tasks. We get lost, and most of the time, because we are lazy sometimes, because we want the easier things, we start with the easy tasks. And when we are exhausted, it comes time for the hard tasks, and we say, you know what, I worked hard enough today, let me postpone it for tomorrow. And then tomorrow, the same thing will happen. What you need to do is prioritize these tasks, not as the hardest, but as the priority. What you need to finish now what you need to finish later. When you write down the tasks, you will see them in front of you. Then you can start prioritizing them. Write 1, 2, 3 next to each task. And then you will start with the most important and the most hardest. When you are at the top of your energy, when you have the full power, full focus, full concentration, it's time to do the things that are hard to do. In his book, Brian Tracy, Eat That Frog, I think it's Eat That Frog. I think it's Eat That Frog. He said, you start with the biggest frog, that is the biggest task, and the ugliest frog, the task that you hate most. When you start with these because you have full energy, then when you need to rest, you do the small things that are easy on you, that don't need much work and much power. You just finish them. You can send some emails, you can answer some phone calls, but the things that you dread, the things that you hate, the things that need a lot of focus and concentration, start with them first. It will make it a lot easier. Most of the time, we choose the easier task to start, thinking we will clear out things around us and we will focus on the hard thing. And when it's time to work the hard work, you will be tired, out of energy, you lose focus, and then you procrastinate on it. And it will cause you more stress, more anxiety, more feeling of low self-esteem, low accomplishment, unproductivity, and it's a circle, a vicious circle. Low productivity will bring stress. Stress will cause you not to start action and then again be unproductive. This last two things I need to talk about is think about consequences. A story I heard when I was in John Maxwell's event. One of the attendees, he was telling us a story about when he got sick. He was sick, he felt some pain, and he procrastinated to go and test it. After a couple of months, the pain became unbearable, and he went to the doctor. He tested this pain, and he noticed that he knew that it's cancer. And one of the reasons that he felt really regret, because if he went to the doctor at the beginning of his pain, he would maybe capture this cancer when it's at small stage, and it will be solved, it will be cured. But he didn't. So he started with chemotherapy, he started with all the treatments needed, but when he started feeling better, he again procrastinated on his radiotherapy, chemotherapy. And again, he got back in his results, and he's got his cancer back. So a lot of things that happen when we procrastinate is we start feeling the guilt, the pain, the power. And I'm sorry, I'm distracted with some. So think about the consequences of the things that you are doing in your life. Think what you can do and what will happen if you didn't do what you have to do, if you didn't do the steps, if you didn't finish the project, maybe you will fail. Maybe it will have negative problem on your affect your career negatively. So always think what you can do in order to prevent these consequences. And when you feel how bad the consequence of not doing is, you will feel motivated that you need to do it to prevent the bad. So it's either bad of working right now or the bad of the consequence. Mainly, these are the main steps that are used by high achievers, how to overcome procrastination, how to deal with procrastination, and how to understand ourselves and know how can we be more productive, be more successful, and be really high achievers. So write down what you are, what your goals are, what your plan is, and then start working on yourself to prevent any procrastination. Thank you for this week, and I will see you next Monday. On another live and discussing. Next week we'll be discussing. I will have another guest with me. We will be discussing financial awareness. Thank you, and see you next week.